Welcome to NBA Storytime. I'm Jamel Johnson. I'm here with comedian Rob Hayes talking about a home court advantage that had not only fans, but also the building itself working against a team. Why the air suddenly went out in San Antonio in 2014 and how come the Heat couldn't fucking take the heat. In the NBA, the term home court advantage gets thrown around a lot. But what does it even mean? Particularly in basketball. All the courts are the same dimensions, same rim, same stanchion, same shot clock, all very uniform. Now baseball, that's a sport with some variables. The fields are literally different shapes and sizes. With the big stuff like court size lockdown, each basketball game comes down to a million little details that end up determining the outcome. How full of air is the ball? What shoes are the players wearing? Did they remember to bring an extra pair to change into at halftime if Slam Kicks is taking pictures? Who's the reporters tonight? Are any of them hot? See, it's the butterfly effect. And that's what we're talking about. An inch here, an ounce there. It can change the outcome of a play, a game, even the NBA Finals, like it did the night the AC broke in Texas.
You did not mention the biggest variable and factor in NBA games.
Headbands or no?
Whether Drake is on the sideline or not.
Damn, that's an amazing point.
You know, they let Drake actually get more. He can get further on the court than a coach can.
He's further on the court. He can call timeouts under 2 minutes. He doesn't have to wear a mask.
He doesn't have to wear a mask. Last night, he was next to Michael B. Jordan. I don't even think they said Michael B. Jordan was right there. They just only talked about Drake. Biggest movie star in the world. Doesn't matter. It's Drake.
I was in the stadium. They put him on the Jumbotron and everybody goes nuts. Then they put two random dudes on the Jumbotron right after that. And the crowd also went kind of nuts. They were just like, oh yeah. It was just like that placement. You're on the screen right after Drake. Unbeatable.
Jamel thinks the Jonas Brothers are two random dudes. That's crazy.
The 2014 NBA Finals were supposed to be the basketball event of the decade. It was a rematch of the finals the year before, pitting Miami against the Spurs yet again.
These two meet once again in the championship round at a sold-out AT&T Center.
Nobody knew it yet, but this was going to be the last series the super team Heatles, led by Mario Chalmers, Joel Anthony, and the incomparable Norris Cole, would all play together. Oh, and LeBron James was there too, I think. I always forget. And it wasn't quite their seventh finals.
Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
But making the championship round the 3 years the team had been put together is no small feat. And besides, cut LeBron some slack. What would you say if your new job threw you a parade on your first day and you knew you weren't going to stay that long? On the other side, you have the Spurs' aging core of alleged dorks, led by Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker. And it was all being held together by fresh, soon-to-be superstar Kawhi Leonard. You can make the argument that they got robbed of a title the year before. It seemed Los Spurs were in control of their own destiny in that 2013 finals until Chris Bosh and Ray Allen teamed up for something miraculous.
Rebound Bosh, back out to Allen, his three-pointer, bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining!
Now, as game one began, there was nothing that indicated this matchup would be anything but a fantastic series between two masterfully built squads. In the first half, it was back and forth with both teams flexing their muscles, going on short runs.
Inside to Duncan. Another beautiful setup, and the Spurs now on a 6-0 run.
While the Spurs gathered a 5-point lead late in the second quarter, the Heat became noticeable. Not the team, but how hot it was getting in the arena.
The fans are fanning themselves as Bellinelli knocks down the three. The air conditioning in the building has apparently malfunctioned.
I remember this game. The power went out at my house in Atlanta. And so I missed what happened. Like once LeBron and the Gatorade and all that and him being hot, didn't see it because the power went out.
My power got stronger that night for some reason.
During the finals, storm, power goes out. Power goes out for maybe an hour. My mom pops in a DVD of The Manchurian Candidate, and that's what we watched the rest of the night. And just didn't find out what happened until first take the next day.
Well, how was Manchurian Candidate?
It was good. It was the Denzel one. It was the new one.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's important. Yeah. Somewhere in the bowels of the AT&T Center, an electrical failure killed power to the air conditioning system. Each time the crowd of nearly 20,000 clapped, stomped their feet, screamed, cheered, or even breathed, the mercury in the thermometer crept up. Everyone in the building who was wearing silk became visibly pissed. The AT&T Center was no stranger to, shall we say, odd occurrences. Jason Terry explained the misadventures of playing in San Antonio, saying, one time... I almost forgot a joke. Rob, I just had a question for you. Have you ever been in a silk suit trying not to sweat?
I have never been in a silk suit trying not to sweat. There was a silk outfit that my mom gave me and my sister for as dress up clothes, to play around in and stuff. And we would do some bad boy videos around the house. But I never been outside the house in a silk outfit. No one knows it. I've never talked about that anywhere yet. But it was my mom had a shiny suit and she was like, hey, y'all can play in this if you want to. She was like, I'll never wear this again. And
if you want. She was trying to lead you guys into, if you guys want to recreate the Feel So Good video, I got a fake Vegas background. If you guys want, I don't know.
We would entertain the mess out of my mom. More money, more problems. Feel so good. Yeah, we was shiny suiting, been around the world in our yard. We was doing all that.
Pre-TikTok. This was, damn, dude. Just imagine how hot you'd be.
When Bombs Over Baghdad came out, I did think that they were saying hit a somersault without the neck. And I didn't know what that meant either.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Flip, you gotta take your neck in, because I don't know how to flip. So I was like, oh, okay, you gotta hit the somersault without the neck. But then later,
remove your neck from the equation.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
The AT&T Center was no stranger to, shall we say, odd occurrences. Jason Terry explained the misadventures of playing in San Antonio, saying, one time it was cold showers. Another time there was about 1,000 flies in the locker room. In 2009, 3 bats flew around the court on Halloween before Manu Ginobili swatted one out of midair.
Oh, Manu knocked it out of midair. Is there nothing he can't do?
Earlier that 2014 postseason, Trailblazers forward Thomas Robinson found a snake in his locker. Got bats, snakes, smoke, swarms of flies. These are Old Testament problems, not storied small market NBA franchise problems.
That bat video is wild.
The bat video is important, and it would you trade hair for special abilities? That's what it comes down to. Could he do that if he had a complete hairline? Probably not.
We never even seen Ginobili no bald spot. On draft day, he had a bald spot. We never even seen Ginobili with a full head of hair. You know what I'm saying? From day one, Ginobili was grown.
Is that listed on Basketball Reference? Hair thinness.
Yo, Basketball Hair Reference. We gotta make that website. And you account when Jordan went from haircuts to just full baldy,
Oh,
that's a good website right there.
This is sounding right to me.
The degrees of LeBron's headband, over time, what kind of angle his headband's at.
Yeah, because it did crank up. It would go the torque. It had so much torque by the end.
Drew Gooden with the little ducktail in the back.
Okay, Basketball Hair Reference is ours, and Blue Wire can't take it. Hit the tape. After the half, the Heat came out focused and took the lead in the third quarter. Now here's where the Ashton Kutcher film, The Butterfly Effect, takes control. Both teams had to play in the same 90-plus degree arena. Both teams were from warm climates, South Texas and South Florida. But both teams were not equally equipped to play in the heat. Let me explain. See, the 2014 iteration of the Spurs was famously international. They had 5 guys in the rotation that spent a lot of time outside of the States. After the game, Tony Parker said, personally, it didn't bother me that much. It felt like in Europe. We never have AC in Europe. It didn't bother me at all. That's French, guys. Even Tim Duncan, who's an American citizen but grew up on the Virgin Islands, had dealt with the Heat saying,
I don't think I've ever played in anything like that since I left the islands. It was pretty bad out there.
Then he immediately turned on a Creed CD. Just 3 summers before that, San Antonio Express news reporter Jeff McDonald wrote about Tim Duncan and Danny Green running wind sprints in the full summer Texas heat during the NBA lockout. Playing overseas and training in the sun made the Spurs uniquely capable of performing in high temperatures, probably more so than any other team in the NBA. On the other hand, LeBron is uniquely susceptible to heat exhaustion.
All that running across the baseline to get a post up. Here we go.
Yeah, you know how humans are like 98% water or some shit? LeBron's only like 86% water. The missing percent is extra passing capabilities. All right, I don't know if that was true, but Bron's legendary physical style of play was notably demanding. During the 2013-14 season, LeBron averaged 37.7 minutes a game. He ran 2.43 miles and touched the ball 77 times per game. All numbers near the top of the league. Let me put that into frame for you guys. That means there were more Allstate commercials that aired than LeBron got breaks during the game.
Are you in good hands?
His workload in Game 1 was predictably extreme, playing all 12 minutes of the first quarter and 7 in the second frame, more than any other player on either side by a full minute, accumulating massive minutes while you've been chasing Danny Green off the three-point line for the length of an episode of Law & Order, and your body's taxed and it's hot out. What happens next is predictable as well.
James crossover move, drives to the rim and finishes.
And hobble up. He's cramping up again, Mike.
And he can't even make it down the floor. It's a 5-on-4.
James would sit nursing devastating cramps in the final 4 minutes of Game 1. When he left, the Heat were down by 2. They ended up losing by 15. After the game, both sides downplayed the importance of the temperature in very manly ways. Wade said heat is a universality in basketball.
I mean, yeah, not the NBA, not the finals. But we all have. You play basketball where it's hot like this. I mean, I think everybody has done it before.
Even Pop cracked a few jokes.
Hopefully we can pay our bills.
LeBron himself said it wasn't his first hot game. This was an unusual circumstance. It's been a while, like high school games or CYO. But what would you expect the players and coaches to say? Admitting something completely out of both teams' control can drastically change the outcome of a game doesn't give anybody confidence.
I mean, you know, in the 80s, they would cut the AC out. I don't know if you've seen the pictures of the Boston Garden, but the court looks rough. The court looks like if you walk on it barefoot, you would come out there with some bloody toes. Like the court looked like you zoom in Michael Jordan's 63-point game and look at that court.
Oh, it's like the underside of a floor, like when they rip the wood floors up.
Yeah.
They just had the bullshit underneath.
Yeah, like it seems like whatever the what's the hockey team? The Bruins, like that ice, they put that straight on the Boston Garden court, like nothing underneath, like no mat or nothing. They just put the ice straight on the court, and that messed the court up.
Yeah, that's true. That year that the Hornets played in OKC, they actually played inside a moon bounce. People forget that.
Okay.
That whole first OKC season was inside of a bounce house. I'll say both for regional purposes.
Okay. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Well, welcome to NBA Storytime, Rob.
Do you remember Slam Ball?
Of course.
When the basketball league with the trampolines.
Dog, they had a guy named Cheese. One of the stars of the league was named Cheese Myers.
Come on. A guy named Cheese is going to be a star wherever he goes. Summer camp, Boy Scouts, football team. If your name Cheese, you're going to be a star. People going to remember Cheese.
As long as you're just around dudes. You can't bring that cheese shit to the club necessarily.
Yeah, no.
But if you're doing all guy things.
Oh, no, my name Cheese. Cancer. And my name Cheese.
It was only Game 1. LeBron would eventually suck down some mustard packets, and Miami would rally and take Game 2 before conceding Games 3, 4, and 5 in normally air-conditioned arenas. The Heat lost the 2014 NBA Finals, But it could have been a whole different series if Miami wins game 1.
San Antonio is back on top once again.
If LeBron hadn't cramped up.
Meanwhile, LeBron James sitting on the bench.
If the arena hadn't been so hot.
We're back to a hot and steamy AT&T Center.
If the air conditioner didn't malfunction. The point is, the details matter.
Game would have gone differently if it was too cold.
Maybe because LeBron's from Akron. So you got all these people used to the heat, from the Bahamas, from, Spain, France. But then LeBron got that Akron cold in him. D-Wade from Chicago.
Yeah, a little extra wind burst.
Mm-hmm.
Cuyahoga. Yeah.
That might change things.
If I'm LeBron, I'm asking to play game 4 outdoors.
Yeah.
Give me outdoors. Give me way up north.
I wanted that Heat team to win because they had Greg Oden on the team.
Yeah, it would have been nice. I would have got the jersey.
I would rather it be reversed. I would rather the 13 Spurs win with T-Mac and then the 14 Heat win with Greg Oden.
But if the 13 Spurs win, the Heat are getting blown up that summer. They don't even make it to the...
That's true. And if Kawhi makes those free throws, then Ray Allen don't even matter. Kawhi missed like 2 free throws right before, it started getting crazy.
Yeah, that's true. Also, if it was colder than normal, Boris Diaw gets a +5.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He heats up a little because, guys, when it run hot, when you could get it cold for the thick guys, that helps.
Yeah, the Heatles, man. What an era.
What an era. What a story. What a fucking podcast. Rob Hayes, thank you for joining us on this cassette tape journey.
Thanks for having me, man.
Hey, no problem.
These basketball stories, I can't get enough of Jamel.
Oh, you stop, man. Checks in the mail, bro. Checks in the damn mail. Hey, Rob. Hey, where can the people find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Rob Hayes. Also, I'm going to be on a new show on Bleacher Report Kicks, BR Kicks, called Sneak This with my man Jamel Johnson.
Wow, I wonder who that fool is.
I don't know.
It's me. Many thanks again to Rob Hayes for playing along with us. Thank you for listening to NBA Storytime. I'm your host, co-writer, and stretch 3.4 forward Jamel Johnson. Harry Swartout is our producer, co-writer, and Rec Specs enthusiast. Dan Hardigan is our script editor and that guy who mops up after people when they fall down under the basket. Haley O'Shaughnessy is our consulting producer and all-pro bench warmer. Terrence Deutsch and Dom Musillo are our video editors, and a really mismatched backcourt duo, if I'm being honest. We got to put one of those guys in the post. Devin Shepard is our production coordinator and the only one who makes sure we all get on the team bus on time. Thank you for the alarms, Devin. John Yales and Peter Moses are our executive producers, who also insisted on calling their own fouls. We're on the streets. NBA Storytime is a Blue Wire podcast. Catch you next time. Thanks for listening.